Coming up on Broncos Country Connected, the Denver 7 crew discusses their biggest takeaways from week 1 of OTAs and what we can expect this week as the team takes to the field again. Then we celebrate Billy Thompson's 50 years of dedication to the Denver Broncos. Finally, Denver Broncos Cheerleaders director Shawna joins me to share some of the highlights from the team's most recent trip to Mexico. Broncos Country Connected is next. Welcome inside the Pat Bowlen Fieldhouse for Broncos Country Connected. After enjoying a 4-day weekend to observe Memorial Day, the Denver Broncos returned to the practice field for week 2 of organized team activities this afternoon. Even though they're in shorts, there is no shortage of competition as the offense and defense battle it out to bring out the best in each other. With their biggest takeaways from week 1 of OTAs and more on what we can expect on the field this week, here's Lionel Bienvenu and Nick Rothschild.
Thanks, Alexis, and welcome to our Denver 7 segment brought to you by 1-800-GOT-JUNK. All right, Troy Rank and Ryan Harris are off this week. Have no fear. Nick is here. They're nowhere to be found. Nick Rothschild on the desk tonight. And Nick, a lot to talk about in the last week. The Broncos got back to practice at OTAs, but this was different. This was the first time they went 11 on 11, offense versus defense. And we could see a whole lot better how Russell Wilson in this offense is going to look.
Oh, breaking news, Lionel, they're going to look good. And they're going to look good until we get to the regular season in September. So what we're looking for in OTAs is just the guys to show up, be involved, be engaged. We've heard the buzzword energy so much in this lead up to OTAs and leading up to training camp later on in July that you're going to hear it even more, and it's going to get a little tiring. But it really exists, right? They're really creating this energy coming from Nathaniel Hackett and Russell Wilson and this enthusiasm for the game, and that's really all you're hoping for in OTAs, Lionel. You want to see energy, you want to see buy-in, and you want these guys to start learning how to play Broncos football.
Exactly. We heard from Russ last week for the first time, Nick, since the beginning of OTAs, and he said a lot. Now, we've played some little snippets and clips through last week, but right now let's listen to Russ, his complete answer to Troy Rank's question about setting the example, setting the tone in practice every day.
There is no other option, you know. If you want to win, you want to win it all. You want to be the best in the world as a team and everything else. There is no other option. So that's what we have to do, and it's a wild obsession every day, you know. And also too the ability to also be able to enjoy the moments as well, you know, to be able to push to the edge and not fall off the edge, to be able the ability to work so hard that you're gassed at the end of practice, but then to be able to take your time and recover and just enjoy the process of being able to play this game. The ability to just get extra work before practice, after practice, get extra work in the weight room, whatever. Take care of your mind and your body and your soul. It's a lifestyle. You know, winning's a lifestyle. There's, it's not even, you know, I think that it's bigger than just the ability to compete. It's also the ability to understand the habits of winning. There's habits that have to occur. There's no other option. I think that's what winners do, and that's what a winning football team does, and I think that's what we're trying to do and trying to build right now in the midst of it all.
Well, that was a long answer, but a great answer. Love to hear it. Look, he knows what he's doing, Nick, and he knows what he's saying as well. All the right things. For a guy coming in here, he's really under pressure. All right, it doesn't look like he is, but he is to get the Broncos back into Super Bowl contention.
Well, there's Broncos history, right? The Super Bowl level, the Pat Bowlen expectations, and we haven't met those in the last 6 years, so maybe you'd think some of that would fall off and maybe Russell Wilson would have some time to, you know, get his feet under him, get the feel for Denver, but no. The minute he got here, the expectations shot all the way up to Super Bowl or bust. Now, I think fans are giving him at least a year to settle in. I hope they are, because this thing doesn't necessarily need to come together right away, but credit to Russell Wilson. He does not seem like he's ever pressured. This guy is as cool as a cucumber.
And really, you talk about patience, some of this has to happen now. So along those lines, let's listen to Cortland Sutton as he talks about Peyton Manning and Russell Wilson, and not just what they do on the field, about the difference a quarterback and a leader makes all across Broncos country.
Russ came in and, you know, he didn't only change the vibe and energy for the team. I mean, you can literally feel the energy flowing through the entire city and through all the Broncos country. Everyone is as excited as we are to be able to play with him. But the thing that I feel like that you all know already is there was a complete wave shift when Peyton walked into the building and he came in. And everyone talks about how it was. Everyone talks about how Peyton came in and the standard got set to a different level. And it's a very similar thing that Russ does. Russ comes in and he has a agenda that he's, getting done that day, and he's coming in and he's going to push himself and everybody around him to be able to maximize what they can bring to the table. And I mean, anybody that, remotely wants to get better, will feed off of that and love to be around that.
We heard from defensive players, too, who went against Russell for the first time. So let's hear from DJ Jones, Justin Simmons, and Patrick Surtain II about going against Russell out on the practice field.
He's exactly who I thought he was. I mean, he did something in practice the other day, and everybody was like, hey, that ain't real. Yes, it is. That's what he does. He makes time. He gives the offense time, and he's going to make a beautiful throw and it'll probably be a touchdown.
He's very dynamic, and, his second play, his second play mentality where he's making something out of nothing with his scrambling ability, that's something that opposing defenses may fear about that. His ability to utilize his plays and, just create plays on his own, that's something special about him. Speaking of that, he made a throw yesterday on me. It was a great ball. I was in great coverage, and it was just an amazing throw all around. So, speaking of that, that's one of the tendencies that he's bringing to this team.
The way that he commands the offense, they get to the line fast. There's times where we're breaking our shell as a defense a little early, so he's figuring out, already pre-snap where he wants to go with the ball. It's clean, it's quick, it's crisp. So it's fun. I love it. It's the game within the game. It's gonna be fun. OTAs, and it's just not gonna. It's not gonna do anything else but make us better defensively. So I'm really excited about it.
So there you have it, Nick. Breaking news. Russ is a nightmare for defenses. Everybody run for your life. It's because of that second play, as you heard. The play he makes after the first play has broken down. And the defensive players all said it's great work for them. They got to get ready to face Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, and Derek Carr in the AFC West.
Well, so this is twofold, Lionel, right? The defense going against the number one offense is going to get much better looks than they have in the last couple of years. And if you want to beat those guys, you need to train like you're going against those guys, right? So it's only natural going up against a guy like Russell Wilson is going to improve the caliber of your defense naturally. The other thing here is when you're running scout defenses or defenses that are meant to look like other defenses, you're finally going to get a look that's a little similar, right? You have Drew Lock trying to be Patrick Mahomes. It's not really going to give you a great idea of what that guy can do. But Patrick Mahomes and Russell Wilson, those guys are very similar, especially at that second play or the improvising play. So Russell Wilson, he's the tide that lifts all boats here, Lionel. Offense, defense, special teams, doesn't matter. It's all on Russ.
And media and fans, everybody. You're right. All right, Nick, great job tonight. Thanks. Alexis, that's it from Denver 7. Let's go back to you.
Thanks, guys. Still to come here on Broncos Country Connected. After more than 50 years with the Denver Broncos, Billy Thompson has retired. We'll celebrate the work BT put in on the field and the incredible impact he's had off of it after the break.
Broncos Country Connected is presented by Carpet Mill Outlets. Bigger discounts, better selections.
The greatest achievement for me would be my football career.
One man anchored the greatest defense Denver has ever seen.
Randy was a playmaker. Randy was very smart.
Hear his story.
I believe I was blessed with an athletic ability.
Experience his career.
That guy's absolutely a Hall of Famer.
It's a travesty that he's not in. It just is.
Randy Gradishar, the heart and soul of the Orange Crush. Premieres June 28th on Denver 7.
Welcome back to Broncos Country Connected. Billy Thompson has been a staple within this organization and our Colorado community since the moment he was drafted by the team in 1969. Billy devoted himself to this franchise for the entirety of his career, and eventually the people within this organization became an extension of his family. Last Thursday, BT announced his retirement after 5 decades of dedication to the Denver Broncos and was celebrated for his commitment to the franchise as a player, administrator, ambassador, and friend. For more on BT's legacy, here's Dave Logan.
William Allen Thompson first became a Bronco in 1969 when Denver selected him in the 3rd round of the NFL draft. Prior to the draft, Billy was a 4-year letter winner in football and baseball at Maryland State College. There, he received all-conference honors 3 times in each sport and was an All-American twice in football. Drafted as a safety, Billy took over the punt and kick return duties from future Pro Football Hall of Famer Floyd Little, and as a rookie, became the only player in NFL history to lead the league in both of those categories. BT's rookie year was just the beginning. He went on to play in 179 games over 13 seasons. He had a streak of 156 consecutive starts. Over his career, Billy had 40 interceptions and is atop the Broncos record book with 784 interception yards. He also had 21 fumble recoveries. As a defensive player, he scored 7 touchdowns. In the first ever Monday Night Football game at Mile High Stadium in 1973 against the Oakland Raiders, Billy scooped up a fumble and returned it 80 yards for a touchdown.
Look at there. Billy Thompson. Underpublicized, but recognized by the football people as one of the best defensive backs in the National Football League.
In 1977, Billy's team finished atop the AFC West with a 12-2 record and made the playoffs for the first time in franchise history. On New Year's Day, 1978, the Broncos defeated defending Super Bowl champion and hated rival, the Oakland Raiders, in an AFC championship game which earned the Broncos their first ever Super Bowl appearance.
The Broncos on the field. It is over. The miracle has happened.
That year, Billy Thompson and his teammates, including Randy Gradishar, Tom Jackson, Lewis Wright, and Steve Foley, became known as the Orange Crush defense. They made the playoffs the next 2 seasons as well, with Billy serving multiple stints as the defensive team captain. Regarded as one of the best defensive backs in Broncos history, Billy received recognition as a 4-time All-AFC player. He was selected to 3 Pro Bowls and was a 2-time All-NFL honoree. BT retired from the game in 1981 after a 13-year career with the Broncos, the first player to ever play that many years for the franchise. Just a few years after his retirement from the National Football League, the accolades came in. Billy Thompson was inducted into the Hawk Hall of Fame at his college in 1984. And in 1985, he became an inductee into the Colorado Sports Hall of Fame, and he became a member of the exclusive Broncos Ring of Fame in 1987. All as his work with the Broncos continued. He was a college scout with the team for 2 years before transitioning into a full-time role as the Broncos Director of Player Relations and Community Outreach. Not only was Billy beloved by his teammates, but new owner, Pat Bowlen, was endeared to Billy and relied on him to help the Broncos better engage in the Denver community. This was a role in which Billy excelled. He understood the needs of his city and was respected throughout Denver as a trusted ambassador who led the many Bronco initiatives. More importantly, Billy always engaged players, alumni, management, and even Mr. Bowlen in reaching out to youth, the elderly, and the hungry in our community. Later, in an effort to strengthen ties between the team and its former players, Billy was asked by Mr. Bowlen to strengthen the Alumni Council. He now added Director of Alumni Relations to his title. And it came to be that the multi-talented safety from Maryland State College, the 1969 draftee, the Ring of Famer, remained with the club and provided unselfish and unwavering leadership on the field and off. He became a dear friend and a dear colleague to so many Bronco players, front office employees, fans, and his newfound friends in the community. This man, William Allen Thompson, served his team and his community for over 50 years. He is a man of integrity and trust. He is a man who is admired, respected, and loved.
To ensure that your legacy is always celebrated, we are excited to formally announce today that we have started the Billy Thompson Coaching Fellowship. Given annually, to an up-and-coming defensive coach on the team. This year's coach is DeAndre Thompson, no relation, but he'll be our first ever Billy Thompson Coaching Fellowship recipient. Pat trusted Billy Thompson as much as anybody he ever trusted here in his tenure as an owner, and I just know he loved you from the bottom of his heart, Billy, and thank you for being a part of the Broncos and a part of the Bowlen family and doing what you did for us for all those years.
It was special for me to be a part of the Bronco organization for as long as I was there because of all the people that worked there. The Bowlen family. Pat Bowlen was not my owner, he was my friend. I think about him all the time. This is my team, I'll always be a Bronco. I see so many people that have affected my life that it just gives me chills. Thank you for coming, and I appreciate it, and I'll always be a Bronco.
BT, a friend to all and someone who will be dearly missed. Congratulations on your retirement, Billy. Still to come on Broncos Country Connected, Denver Broncos Cheerleaders director Shawna Peters will join me in studio to relive the team's unforgettable trip to Mexico. Don't go anywhere.
He's the biggest prankster I ever run into in my life. Sometimes you felt like the butt of the jokes. He would unscrew the shower head,
spray an icy hot product into the undergarment.
You start feeling this heat.
I certainly said, no, that wasn't me. I didn't do that.
Grabbed the snake real quick, held it up in his face, and I go, the prank's over?
Pretty special time for me.
Randy Gradishar, the heart and soul of the Orange Crush, premieres June 28th on Denver 7.
Thanks for sticking with us for this final segment of Broncos Country Connected. I'm Alexis Perry, joined now by the director of the Denver Broncos Cheerleaders, Shawna Peters, looking beautiful with that golden glow after a week-long trip to Mexico. You know, Shawna, the Denver Broncos Cheerleaders have been going to Mexico for so long, but I have to assume this year was extra special given the fact that Mexico is now the Broncos' international home market area. So why is Mexico so special to the Denver Broncos Cheerleaders?
Such a great year. We obviously had a 2-year hiatus from going on this traditional trip because of COVID, and then to go back this year and to have this new, deeper commitment to connecting with our fans in Mexico. I think it was getting back to a long-standing tradition on our team that means a lot to the women on the team and means a lot to our fans in Mexico.
From the iconic beach photo shoot to a really fun trip to Yucatan, there were so many aspects of this trip that were highlight moments, but what were some of your favorites?
You know, I think that the biggest piece for me is always having that time with the women on the team where we're together, because it's good for work, we capture a ton of great content, and then for the first time ever getting to visit Yucatan, their tourism board hosted us and sent the women on some incredible once-in-a-lifetime excursions and opportunities, so we packed a lot in 1 week.
Well, we saw some amazing content from the trip posted on the Denver Broncos Cheerleaders social media pages. What was your favorite piece of content gathered throughout this trip?
Something that we have never done before is shoot the women in their element, which is dancing. And so we worked with the women to film small vignettes and different styles of dance that really showcase who they are as dancers. And I think Broncos Country will really like to see that component. So that was something fun and new that we did this year that I think everybody appreciated.
Well, every year you guys go on these trips, there's always that one special fun moment that everybody takes home with them. What was that moment this year?
Oh my gosh, this year Haley Joe, who is a 6-year veteran on our team, turned 29 while we were out there, and the girls had planned this huge surprise with all of the staff at the hotel. They were really excited to celebrate with her, and there were Broncos fans all over the rooftop to celebrate with her. And you know, sometimes it's just those moments that you aren't expecting that make it so special.
While this trip is designed to really connect the Denver Broncos cheerleaders with the folks in Mexico, as well as the fans, thanks to all the social media content that you guys are gathering, there has to be something really beneficial about getting all 26 women together to really get to know each other. So how special was that this year for all these women to come together south of the border and get to learn more about each other?
It's really important that we create a team and cohesive atmosphere with one another, and we're all about business when the season starts. All of these women have full-time jobs and careers, and so they're busy. So our time rehearsing with one another isn't always time that we can spend to get to know each other. This trip really allows us to connect with our rookie class, with women that we haven't really gotten to know fully during the audition process. And to me, that really is the biggest win always of the trip every year. We're able to form close connections and get to know each other. So when we do get down to business in June, we are ready to go.
Okay, what is some of the content that fans can look forward to really throughout the entire year that these girls are working on in Mexico?
Obviously, beautiful photos of your favorite cheerleaders on the beach, in the ocean, and around the resort. Also have filmed a lot of content for our Broncos Fit platform, which is something our fans, we encourage them to get in shape with us. And these are going to be videos and photographs and workout plans that our fans can really follow along with at home in their own time. Lots of beautiful dance photos. I know lots of people have dancers in their lives or daughters that are dancers, and this is really going to showcase their talents in that area. And then just hopefully a lot of candid moments that help you all get to know the girls like I do.
I know you spend so much time planning this trip, but I'm sure you could not do it alone. So who helps make this trip possible?
Oh my gosh, our wonderful sponsor, Apple Vacations, has been a longtime partner, and Breathless Cancun Sol is a beautiful brand new resort in the heart of Cancun. They really made this an exceptional turnkey first-class experience for all of us.
Thank you for the time.
Thank you.
All right, well, be sure to follow at Denver Broncos Cheerleaders on Instagram for all the amazing content from their trip to Mexico. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for Broncos Country Connected, but from all of us here with the Denver Broncos and Denver 7, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Broncos Country Connected is brought to you by Ford Trucks. Built better, built stronger, built Ford tough.